Hey, I'm Kiana Jones, and this is my logic model on how we should help stop abuse among adolescents. What is child abuse, you're asking? Child abuse can be touching and non touching behavior, such as making a child touch someone else inappropriately, watching child porn, or photographing a child in sexual poses, watching a child undress, or it can be touching a child's genitals and putting an object or body part inside a child for sexual pleasure. However, these behaviors cannot be confused with normal child on child sexual exploration, and sometimes the development of a child wondering like what is sex and what is their body and trying to figure it out can be confused for signs of child abuse. But these two are not to be confused. Also, you're probably thinking, how does child abuse relate to us? Well, 1 in 5 adults report that they are sexually abused as children, and this experience can make you more susceptible to depression, substance abuse, aggression, and other causes that may make your life difficult. The Arizona Sexual Violence Primary Prevention and Education 8-year program plan was a policy invented to increase respect for self, increase Arizonians' engagement in sexual violence prevention, and to increase Arizona's resources to support sexual violence prevention and education. How can you help with this issue? Well, the Arizona Prevention Plan that I discussed in the last slide highlights that they want university students to be involved, or just more involvement. Therefore, I created 3 steps to help you as a student get involved in this issue. The first is to join an organization that involves sexual violence awareness, or any type of awareness, and you can just say like, hey, let's do sexual violence. Because this is something that happens at ASU. We might not be children, but sexual violence and sexual abuse definitely happens at ASU. And examples of clubs that you can join would be DPC Aware and Always Give Consent peer groups. Second, advocate on campus. Get people to join your club. Get people to join your org. Make a new club. Third, volunteer at schools. Children are the future, so we can help them, and in return, we'll help people our age in the future. Now, I know some influential factors can be that most ASU students, or just students, period, don't have time because of classes, work, club sports, athletics, whatever you have, curricular activities. But this can't be an excuse because this is a huge problem in our community. And volunteering at local schools can count as volunteer hours that most students need to finish their degree. So in return for helping others, it also helps you. The proposal we will attempt to solve for my logic model is sexual abuse among adolescents. Every 2 minutes an American is being sexually assaulted, and 38% of the victims are assaulted by someone they know. There are many organizations and groups supporting and giving awareness, but this is simply not enough to stop the abuse. So this is why I'm creating these steps, and I'm creating what we would need to help cause a ripple effect and prevent this issue. For community needs and assets, I think a need would be education for students, not only university students but elementary students, and to get this education that university students can give to younger students about sexual violence or sexual abuse, you can go to awareness websites for sexual violence, and then an example would be www.nsvrc.org, and they have a handbook on how you can prevent violence, what you should say, what you should do to prevent it as an adult, and what a child can do to prevent it as a child. You can also go to the Arizona Sexual Violence Primary Prevention and Education 8-year program plan, which is online, and it is Arizona's policy on sexual violence and how they're trying to prevent it. Last but not least, we have our desired results. So, for short term, I would like students on the ASU campus to gain more knowledge about sexual abuse and sexual violence. For medium term desired results, I would like to maintain the volunteer effort and for people to keep volunteering for schools and to, even if we don't see progress at first with sexual violence towards kids, I think people should keep volunteering until we do. For long term, I would like to create a cycle of knowledge about sexual abuse and eventually prevent it with children, and I think preventing it with children will prevent it with university students one day, because people who get raped now could be a cause of someone having sexual abuse when they were a child. And I just think the long term would be preventing sexual abuse for victims and preventing offenders who will be doing the sexual abuse in the future. And this is my logic model. I'm Kiana Jones, and thanks for watching.